Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews with developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this week's episode, here's your Spotlight. John, let's now turn on to our next segment, and this is the Spotlight. And today we're talking about the Android 16 Beta 3. So if you have a Pixel device from the Pixel 6 up to the Pixel 9 series, you qualify for that beta. If you haven't subscribed or you haven't enrolled rather, and you want to, you could always navigate to the web page that's going to be in our show notes, and you can enroll your device and be part of the beta. Let's talk about what is new, what's going on here with this Beta 3, John. This has reached that platform stability, as they call it. In other words, all the APIs that were supposed to be introduced have been introduced. And so if anything else that comes, because we got two more betas in April and May, and then the final release of Android 16 is going to be in June. So we got two more beta phases coming our way. But as for APIs, anything new has been introduced already, and this Beta 3 is the climax of that. And the next two will be fixes and things like that, prepping it for that general release to people as Android 16. Right, John?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, here are some of the things that are coming with this Android 16 Beta 3. Battery health. For the time being, this feature is only supported on the Pixel 9 series and the Pixel 8 series. In other words, if you have a Pixel 7 or Pixel 6, for some reason, you don't have that. And John, let's talk about the importance. I know we've mentioned this prior, but I think to me this is huge because you and I were talking about, if you're selling a device or if someone is buying a device, I would like to know what the battery health is. I was looking at my Pixel 9 XL Pro yesterday, and when did we get those phones? John, you remember you and I did the unboxing? Was that in August or was it early September that I think it was in August, wasn't it?
It was the end of August.
Yeah, it was late August. And so looking at my battery health, mine is at 97%, and it's my main daily driver. I use that daily. And so to have that capability to know how much my battery has degraded to, I like that because it gives me an idea and know what's going on with my battery. Did you look at yours, John?
I didn't know we were going to have to answer personal questions about our battery health, but yeah, so my device is newer, but it's still at 100%. I don't use it as my daily driver, so I'd be curious to see what my original Pixel 9 I had would be at now. But yeah, the one I got a couple months ago, the 9 Pro, is still at 100%.
Yeah, and that's because you don't use it as your daily driver. So I've been using mine since late August. So at 97, I think that's damn good, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, so these Pixels did previously. Now, when was it? It wasn't introduced too long ago. Maybe it was in Android 15. They did start showing battery cycles, so how many charge cycles you've been through on a phone, which is a way of telling how old the battery is and how used the device is. But I think using battery health is much better. It's something people understand a lot more than how many charge cycles it's been through, right? Especially if you're trying to sell the thing.
Exactly, because I don't want to buy something that has the battery health is 42%. That means you're going to be hitting
I don't want to buy something that has 80% battery health.
Oh, I wouldn't mind buying something with 80%. I think that's
it depends on the price, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But this is the point. You can price accordingly, right? If you know the health of something, you know how much to try to sell it for, or you know how much you're willing to spend for it.
And that's if the person is honest. but and if I'm going to be buying your stuff, I'm going to be asking, hey, what's the battery health on that baby, right? So,
Hmm.
I know I want to know what I'm dealing with. So I think it's a good thing, and I just wish that it will trickle down to the other older devices because it's very important. Yeah, you have it on the 9 and 8, but what about the 6 and 7? We'd love to see that come down to those, but this is all
The
software. They should be able to do this.
the 6 and 7's battery health is so low, they were too embarrassed. They said, we don't want that feature. We don't
Yeah,
want anybody seeing our battery health.
I know. Isn't that something? Okay, let's look at the next one, John. The expansion of Auracast on Pixel 9 for hearing aid devices. This has to do with support for Bluetooth LE, audio enhanced hearing aid devices. So I think this is good for our friends that are hard of hearing. I have never tried to see how that thing works, but at least it's being expanded and enhanced. And if you're someone with hard of hearing or that are hard of hearing, and you find yourself maybe at an airport or whatever, you could use your device and be able to hear it better. So I don't know how it works. I've never tried it. Have you ever tried it, John?
I haven't tried it with the hearing aid, but I did try the Auracast. Well, I don't know if I've tried it on Pixel. I know I've tried it on my Samsung phone and it was kind of clunky, but yeah, I haven't tried it.
Yeah, at least it's there for people who would like to use it. Next, we have outline text. This is an accessibility enhancement intended for those with low vision users. That is, if you're a low vision user, John, you use that sometimes. This is an improved readability wherein a high contrast outline around the text makes it stand out from the background. So I think this is a good thing. If someone likes that type of thing, I know there are some amongst us that use, contrast, outline or text contrast and all of that. So I think this will make sense for them. Maybe when you have some time, you could try it and see how it is, if
Yeah.
it's any different from what it is. But, if there's some distinguishing thing that sets it apart, so it makes it easy to see as to what the background is, I think that's a good improvement.
Yeah, so I'm curious how this is different from high contrast text. I'll have to look into it. But yeah, any contrast, the more contrast, the better. I mean, I'm beyond the point of being able to read anything, but just to see where text is located on the page does help some of us, just to orient ourselves and know, where to put the talkback focus and that sort of thing.
It's a good thing. I hope it works. The next one is general improvements. This addresses some known issues reported in previous beta versions, where issues like excessive overheating, battery drain, and random reboots on certain Pixel models. So those are some of those improvements. And outside of that, that's what we have that's most important with this beta 3 of Android 16.
And I just wanted to mention, a friend of mine had upgraded to this and had a weird issue where for TalkBack, after the update was installed, Explore by Touch wasn't working at all. So he couldn't explore his screen. He had to use TalkBack gestures or swipe between items for everything, and he couldn't get it to work. He had to he restarted his phone and it still came up not working. And I told him to try clearing the app data for TalkBack, and that did the trick for him. So if you are experiencing something similar with Explore by Touch being broken for some reason when you update to this, go ahead and try to clear the data for Android Accessibility Suite. And of course, you'll lose all your settings and stuff, but if that's what you have to do to get it working again, then give it a shot.
Well, I would rather lose my settings than, have a device
Yeah.
that's not working right,
Now I know you enjoy reformatting your phone, but when he
Oh,
brought this
yeah.
up to me, he was about to reformat his, or he was about to factory
Reset
reset
it.
his phone. And I
Yeah.
was like, before you reset it, just try clearing the data first because it's much easier just to set up your talkback settings than to set up your whole phone. So luckily that did the trick.
Yeah. So for me, of course, I'm going to reset. I don't see any problems right now, but being true to my doctrine, when we're done with this podcast, I will definitely reset my device. And so that's what I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to. That's why my devices, I never encounter. Seldom I have a problem.
yeah.
If I have a problem, then it's a bug. You know?
Yeah, so I didn't run into this specific issue either. Mine seems to be working fine, but I figured I'd mention it in case anybody else runs into it.
Good observation. Next, talking about the new update to the S23 series. For example, if you have the S23 series and you're here in the States, One UI7 beta for the S23 series is here with us. And of course, I couldn't wait to get mine enrolled. And then I got infuriated, John. I was really pissed off because Samsung, for some reason, will not let you join or enroll the beta if you do not have a SIM card in it. And of course, my S23 Plus is not my main driver. I don't have any SIM card in it. It's like a media device. And I was kind of surprised. I kept trying, and it kept saying that the software on my whatever the SIM card is not whatever, or maybe I must have changed to another country or whatever. And you know what? I reset my device, thinking maybe when I tried it with a German SIM card one time, that's what messed it up or whatever. And I brought it back up, and I was still getting the same, error. And so I scoured the internet and found out that you need a SIM card regardless of, what it is. And so I grabbed my daughter's old ATT SIM card, put it in there, hit enroll, and boom, there we are. Now, John, why in the name of Sam Hill is Samsung doing that? Are they trying to tie my damn phone
They're
to
just
ATT? Or what's the deal?
they're just bad at betas. I mean, that Google has the process down so much better. You mentioned you needed a SIM card to even get it activated, but over the winter when I was using my S24 Ultra in the beta, I had switched my SIM card. So the beta was active, and I switched my SIM card to my OnePlus that I got, and it was an eSIM, so I transferred it, and I just disabled the old eSIM. Then when I went, and I don't remember if it had no eSIM in, or if I might have put like a burner SIM, my other SIM, in that phone just to have a number. But whatever I did, I changed the SIM card, and I tried to go report some feedback, and I could not get into the Samsung Members app. It says you can't report on the beta because your SIM card has changed. And I'm like, are you serious? So I did, like you said, scoured the internet, and I found a Reddit thread that was mentioning how to get out of this. And I actually had to go on the Samsung community, find a Samsung moderator, and send them a private message telling them my issue, giving them my IMEI, and asking them to reactivate my phone for the beta program just to submit feedback.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like you said, I don't think Samsung gets the concept of betas done right. And I think Jerry from our Telegram group was saying that when he was finally able to get in, they were telling him it was full. Now, see, with Google, they
Yeah.
don't care how many. If you want it, you're welcome
Mm-hmm.
to it. So, frankly, when it comes to betas, I think Google does it better than
Yeah.
Samsung.
Let people, it's their device. Let them use the beta
Yeah.
and give you feedback if you want your product to be better. The more feedback, the better, right? I mean, that's the way I see it. And
That's
also
how it
the
is.
and also the just to warn people if they're planning on getting into the Samsung beta. I know we've mentioned this in previous episodes, but it's not like a Pixel where you just opt out and then factory reset your phone and set it up again. You know, with a Samsung phone, if you opt out of the beta, you have to connect it to a computer and use their Samsung switch or smart switch for Windows software that's not even accessible to plug to connect your phone direct wired connection to the computer and reinstall the stable version that way. So yeah, if you're kind of stuck if you get into the beta here. You need some sighted assistance if you wanted to get out of the beta. So yeah, it's a mess on Samsung. Google definitely does it right.
Yeah. So frankly, if you only have one phone, and you're not ready to put up with some of the drawbacks or the issues that are there. For example, we've talked about those to death here. Most especially the fingerprint you are talking about, John. You touching above the key, the fingerprint reader, and it's telling you to move up. When it's down. So issues like that, and then if you're not into wanting things of that nature, then probably you shouldn't sign up for the beta. But if not,
although to be fair, they released that in the stable version too.
Okay, there you go.
I mean, One UI7 is just a mess. I mean, it's a mess. They did not do a good job this year, but it's there if you want to grab it. And also, I don't know if we mentioned it last week, but it was either last week or week before. It was made available also to the Fold 6 or the Flip 6. So if you have one of those foldables, you're also now eligible for this, assuming it's not full, right? Assuming they don't have all the beta testers they want.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Samsung, we're looking at you. I think your beta system is bad. I mean, you should take something from Google's playbook and learn how to do betas better. Because I mean, with Google, you don't even need a damn phone to sign up from the phone. You can just go to the browser and plug in the phone. Or I mean, you don't even need to plug in the phone. What am I talking about? That's the developer preview that you do that, or else you just sign up on any browser, choose the phone, the device that you want, and it just pushes this out to you on OTA or over the air. So frankly, Google has something going right here that Samsung should be learning from, and I don't know why they're doing that. And John, you mentioned should you find out that you don't want it, I mean, with Google, it's simple as 1 2 3, go back to that browser and tap unenroll, and you're back to your stable version. I mean, it may erase your whatever, reset your device, but at least you're going to get your previous iteration of the OS back without monkeying around with an inaccessible software of some sort on the computer trying to do that. I think Samsung needs to learn something from Google.
Yeah, I agree.